Your chance to win $1,000 is tonight during News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Bob Schieffer. How many words is this picture worth? The former tyrant of Iraq as he's never been seen before. Embarrassed American officials are scrambling to find out how it ended up on the front page. We start there tonight, then we'll cover these stories.
Dozens of Republicans break with the president. I'm Wyatt Andrews on the stem cell showdown.
The First Lady speaks out about America's image, and that's not all. I'm Cheryl Atkinson with that story. It's called extreme commuting. I'm Kelly Cobiella with why so many people are traveling so many miles just to get to work.
I'm Jerry Bowen in Yosemite National Park, the new water world of the West.
This is the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer.
The White House claims to be upset. The military vows to investigate how it got leaked, but for sure it is the picture of the week. Saddam Hussein in his prison cell, in his skivvies, splashed across Rupert Murdoch's tabloid front pages today in London and New York. Many Iraqis are outraged, some are not, but it has caused an international uproar. Here's Mark Strassman in Baghdad.
These snapshots of Saddam Hussein stunned and angered the U.S. military. Front-page photos show the former Iraqi president in his underwear, with mocking headlines from tabloids in London and New York. Other pictures showed a scruffy Saddam washing his laundry and walking in the courtyard of his military jail. All images that could further inflame anti-American sentiment in the Arab world. U.S. commanders in Iraq were quick to respond. These photos were taken in clear violation of Department of Defense directives and possibly Geneva Convention guidelines. This lapse is being aggressively investigated. President Bush supports that investigation, but dismissed the idea that the new Saddam photos might now motivate Iraq's insurgents.
I don't think a photo inspires murderers. I think they're inspired by an ideology that is so barbaric and backwards that it's hard for many in the Western world to comprehend.
Some Arab television networks broadcast the photos across the Middle East. In Baghdad, even Iraqis who hated Saddam were appalled. This man says, regardless of whether he was a dictator or a tyrant, he should be respected. When Saddam was captured, many Arabs found these images of his medical checkup undignified. But they consider the new tabloid photos more insulting and a reminder of the haunting images from Abu Ghraib prison. In both cases, an Arab prisoner was publicly shamed while in the custody of the U.S.-led coalition. Iraq's foreign minister now says that Saddam could actually be brought to trial in the next few months. But before then, the soldiers who've been guarding him can expect to meet with Pentagon investigators about these photographs that have clearly embarrassed the military here. Bob?
What do you think the impact is going to be on U.S. forces? Will it have any kind of an impact, do you think?
If anything, it could only make it more dangerous for them, Bob. I mean, and every day they're trying to work here to build goodwill, to prove that they're not the bad guy. From rebuilding this country in every major phase to handing out beanie babies and candy to Iraqi children. This undoes a lot of the goodwill that they have spent every day for the last couple of years trying to work up.
It's my understanding Saddam's lawyers say they're going to sue. What would they sue for? Defamation of character? He doesn't have much of a reputation.
Well, that's true, but then again, there's not much option for the lawyers to have. They'll go after The Sun, which is the British tabloid that acquired these photographs, but the U.S. military just has to deal with the fallout. They don't have anyone to sue.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark. Also in Iraq today, another American soldier was killed when his vehicle crashed after a roadside bomb exploded north of Baghdad. Iraqi Shiites in the capital and other cities demonstrated against the U.S. military, demanding the Americans withdraw. But at Friday prayers in Ramadi, west of Baghdad, thousands of Sunnis heard militant clerics denounce the Shiites for anti-Sunni violence. In this country, the political battle over stem cell research is on again. One day after scientists in South Korea announced an important step in creating embryonic stem cells for future medical treatments, President Bush denounced the research because it destroys human embryos, he said. And the president threatened to veto a new stem cell research bill that is expected to pass the U.S. House with the support of a sizable bloc of Republicans. Here's Wyatt Andrews.
In what amounts to a political revolt, at least 30 House Republicans have teamed with Democrats to push for the approval of stem cell research, but only if the stem cells come from embryos discarded at fertility clinics. The renegades, led by Delaware Republican Mike Castle, argue that the use of unwanted embryos should be morally acceptable, even to opponents of abortion.
These embryos are going to be disposed of anyhow. And the question is how? Do you just throw it away, or do you allow the improvement in health care for other people?
Call Congress and tell them you support embryonic stem cell research.
The breakaway Republicans have funded this ad, touting the medical potential of embryonic research. They also have the clout to force a vote, now scheduled for Tuesday. Facing this reality, the president threatened a veto.
Taxpayers' money to promote science which destroys life in order to save life I'm against that.
But supporters argue these embryos are a special category. Excess embryos created by couples trying to have a child. Excess embryos that often are literally thrown away.
We probably have 2 or 3 patients a week who give us instructions to discard of embryos. So, I would estimate we're discarding 5 to 10 embryos every week.
Add to this week's astonishing breakthrough in Korea, where researchers virtually perfected the technique for taking stem cells from human clones. To research scientists, this discovery, in a country not debating moral issues, puts America farther behind.
It's clearly putting us at a disadvantage to not have the federal government be more supportive of the type of research.
Still, many religious leaders who have the president's ear on this issue remain opposed to using embryos.
It's a matter of taking human lives and for the first time putting the federal government behind the idea that these are disposable.
Moderate Republicans were hoping they could move the president toward this very popular stem cell compromise, but the word now is no deal. Not using embryos is a core value political issue for the president, and an aide tells us no matter how this vote turns out on Tuesday, the president will remain opposed. Bob?
Thank you very much, Wyatt. For a little perspective here, let's bring in Gloria Borger now, our political editor. Gloria, this is unusual for a large group of Republicans to just take on the president. What's going on?
Well, this is an issue, Bob, that really divides the Republican Party. Polls show that a majority of Republicans, in fact, support federal funding for embryonic stem cell research. So that's why the word is out on Capitol Hill tonight that while those House Republican leaders support the president on this one, next week's vote is a matter of conscience and not a matter of party. The president knows he's probably going to lose, but the White House also says, by the way, they think they have the votes to sustain their veto.
Now, on the other big issue on Capitol Hill, this whole fight over filibusters and federal judges, what's the latest on that?
Well, as you know, a showdown is coming next week. On Tuesday, Senate Majority Leader Bill Frist says that he's going to call a vote on Judge Priscilla Owen. And what happens after that, Bob, is really anyone's guess. You've got a bipartisan group of senators working now for some kind of a compromise. Whether they will get it is a matter of trust. Nobody trusts each other on Capitol Hill these days.
Okay, thanks, Gloria. Laura Bush flew to Jordan today to begin a Middle East tour, and on the way over, she showed why she has a reputation for candor. Among other things, she said, yes, the president should have been told that the Capitol and the White House were being evacuated during last week's security scare. You'll remember that the White House press office spent most of the week arguing there had been no missteps and there had been no need to tell the president of such things. Here's Cheryl Atkinson now.
This First Lady isn't often out front giving opinions on world policy and headline news, but that's just what she did today on her flight to the Middle East.
Okay.
The president's wife sounded off on a wide range of issues, apparently taking a leading role in trying to upgrade the U.S. image in the Muslim world.
I don't think they really have the sense of Americans being religious, being tolerant, having, being tolerant of every religion, of how education in the United States is for every child, no matter their religion or their affluence.
One thing that hurt America's image and even caused deadly riots in Afghanistan, that false Newsweek report. It claimed U.S. interrogators had stuffed a copy of the Koran down the toilet. Mrs. Bush contrasted the riotous response to how things work in the U.S.
In the United States, if there's a terrible report, people don't riot, kill other people. But you can't blame it all on Newsweek. But at the same time, it was irresponsible, and it's too bad.
The First Lady also addressed last week's false alarm when a small plane strayed too close to home, sending her, Nancy Reagan, and other guests running for the underground bunker.
We were not fearful, Nancy Reagan or I.
The president, out biking at the time, wasn't told of the incident until his ride was over.
Sure, I think he should have been interrupted, but I'm not going to second guess the Secret Service that were with him.
Now, Mrs. Bush's official mission is to speak about women's rights and education, but the White House may believe this popular First Lady is the perfect person to spread the word in the Middle East about America's kinder, gentler side. Bob?
Thanks, Cheryl. Coming up, fixing the recruitment mess. The Army addresses the problem, but will the abuses stop? That is tonight's Inside Story. But first, CBS News honors fallen heroes. Michael Felsberg. He had two passions, the Marines and running. He ran up to 90 miles a week. A big movie fan, he could recite dialogue from memory, especially John Wayne movies. Killed in combat, his last email spoke of his love for the Miami Dolphins. I get depressed every Sunday, he wrote, mainly because the Dolphins stink this year.
You don't eat steak with a butter knife. Don't drive a truck without the right equipment. Chevy Silverado Z71. Standard Vortec V8 to pull the weight. Off-road suspension to get through the tough stuff. Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Now get up to $5,000 total cash back on select Silverado vehicles and inventory, but hurry, offer ends May 31st. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Tired of always having to change the roll? Try new Charmin Mega Roll. It's 4 times the sheets in one. And it comes with the new Charmin Extender, so it fits. Mega Roll.
Got an itch? Scratching tears up skin. Maximum Strength Lanacaine saves your skin from scratching with maximum anti-itch medicine and antibacterial to help kill germs. Lanacaine stops the itch, saves your skin.
Not one of these allergy medicines can give you long-lasting seasonal allergy relief without the risk of drowsiness. But Allegro 180 can for people 12 and over. Side effects are low and may include headache, cold, or backache. Choose long-lasting prescription Allegra.
Stop treating me like a dead shrub, Nancy. I'm gonna beat this thing.
Eat it once a week. Should be okay. Thanks, Jen. No problem, Nancy.
Ah, hey, look at me.
Ace, the helpful place.
Tonight, will you be able to catch a great night's sleep? Or will it once again elude you? Your restless mind keeps chasing sleep away.
I've got to remember that appointment tomorrow. Did I send the car payment? What made me volunteer for that assignment?
Introducing Lunesta, a sleep aid that can give you and your restless mind the sleep you need. Lunesta helps most people sleep all through the night and works quickly, so take it right before bed. And Lunesta is non-narcotic and the only prescription sleep aid approved for long-term use. Of course, do not use sleep medicines for extended periods without first talking to your doctor. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Avoid taking Lunesta with alcohol. All sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness. Ready to catch a great night's sleep? Just climb into bed and leave the rest to Lunesta.
As CBS News and our affiliates across the country have been reporting, Army recruiters have been caught in recent months using all kinds of unscrupulous tactics to persuade young men and women to enlist. It got so bad that the Army ordered a one-day halt in recruiting today to instruct recruiters on what they may and may not do. Bob McNamara has the report tonight on our Inside Story.
In Fort Worth, as across the country, it was a day of damage control. Recruiters meeting to review Army ethics after reports of cheating, lying, and looking the other way to meet enlistment quotas.
I hope that today puts an end to the questions, but I'm a realist. There will always be incidents.
In the 6 years I was in recruiting command, I was in 4 different recruiting stations, and I saw it happen in all 4.
Jim Monroe was a decorated Army recruiter who used fake diplomas like this to get recruits in the Army, gave them pills to beat drug tests.
That probably happens 1 out of every 3 to 5 kids.
And aptitude test cheating was apparently common.
A lot of recruiters will send a ringer, somebody to take the test for them.
Monroe resigned from the Army, avoiding a court-martial for recruiter fraud. But he says pressure on recruiters to meet quotas takes an enormous toll.
I've seen where their wives would try to commit suicide. I've known recruiters to get into car accidents on purpose and then fake some injuries so they could get out of recruiting.
He killed himself on the 1st of August.
Gabrielle Whitman believes her ex-husband Richard's failures to meet quotas as a recruiter contributed to their marriage breakup and his suicide.
The military hushes a lot of things up, and what really suffers is the person, to the point where there is no more way out.
I don't believe anyone believes it's a life or death situation. Is it challenging? Yes.
Last year, the Army confirmed 325 cases of recruiter fraud. 35 recruiters were relieved of duty. 385 got reprimands. But as the war and the casualties mount in Iraq and Army enlistments are 16% behind current goals,
we've got bonuses.
The all-volunteer Army's top recruiter promises that in the toughest recruiting climate ever, the enlistment quota will be met the right way. Bob McNamara, CBS News, Dallas.
And next up, more Americans than ever are spending hours a day getting to and from work. Why they're putting up with it in our Eye on America series, Boom or Bust.
The CBS Evening News and tonight's Eye on America segment are sponsored by new Pepcid Complete. Just one and heartburn's done.
I was just getting to the good part when Uncle Ernie dropped his tons. I'd seen that look before. It was heartburn. Before you could say duck sauce, I was there with my Pepcid Complete. I told him only Pepcid Complete starts to neutralize acid on contact and keeps heartburn from coming back all day or all night. In no time, Uncle Ernie was in moo shoe heaven, and I had my eye on a spicy dumpling. Pepcid Complete, just one and heartburn's done.
Eyes match your PJs. There's a Visine for that. Eyes dried out? There's a Visine for that. Tears of joy?
No, Dad, eye allergies.
Sad about eye allergies? There's a Visine for that. For over 40 years, Visine has been the eye expert. So no matter what your eye irritation, red, dry, itch, or even contacts, there's a Visine for that.
Love your color on the first day but hate it when it fades away? Help seal it in with Nice and Easy with Color Seal technology. Get up to 6 weeks of non-stop color, highlights, and shine. Keep that just colored feel with Color Seal in Nice and Easy. How color wonderful.
Put a plant in topsoil, you get a starving plant because ordinary topsoil has little nutrition. New Miracle Grow garden soil has rich organic ingredients, plus Miracle Grow plant food, so plants grow twice as big. New Miracle Grow garden soil.
When Walter got hurt on the job, he was out of work for almost a year.
We would have lost this house if it hadn't been for the disability insurance.
It's insurance that he didn't think that we needed.
Mutual of Omaha.
She always brings that up.
Begin today.
My doctor said I needed fiber, but Metamucil is thick and gritty. My doctor said I should take Benefiber. Benefiber has just as much fiber and never gets thick or gritty. Ask your doctor about Benefiber. For me, the choice is clear.
There won't be a parade. You won't get the day off, and the schools probably won't close. But in case you missed it, banking just got even better. Union Planters is changing its name to Regions. You'll still find the same friendly faces, same great service, just a brand new name.
When did that happen?
Regions, a sign of good things to come.
On the Money Watch, $50 million. That's how much the new Star Wars movie grossed yesterday, the best opening day and the best single-day take of any movie ever. On Wall Street, profit-taking hit the blue chips on this final day of a very good week. The Dow gave up 21 points. For the week, the Dow and the Nasdaq are ahead more than 3%. Tonight, we're concluding our special series on the housing boom. With prices going ever higher, many Americans are traveling far from their workplace to find a home they can afford. While it takes the average American 24 minutes to get to work, many now measure their commutes in hours, not minutes. Kelly Kobayaya with tonight's Eye on America.
For Angela Dean, this is the American dream, a two-story home in the country where her boys can play.
Favorite part of the house? The deck.
And she can just be.
You can sit down with a book and just look up at the sky.
But all this peace and quiet comes at a cost.
Michael.
At 4 o'clock in the morning, Angela is getting Michael and Trenton out of bed.
Come on down.
As soon as their shoes are on, they're off. Out the door, into the night. Over to the babysitter's house, where the boys will get a few more hours of sleep before school.
See you guys later.
At 5, Angela boards the bus for the long ride to work in Manhattan, nearly 100 miles away. At 7:30, she's finally at the office.
As extreme as it sounds, this kind of commute has become the norm here. This parking lot is full. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and these people are getting on the bus for a 2-hour trek to work.
They are a growing class of bleary-eyed masses yearning for sleep. Nearly 3.5 million Americans now spend an hour and a half or more on the road to and from work, pushed farther from the office in search of affordable housing.
Now is the perfect time.
The trend has transformed Pennsylvania's Poconos from the land of honeymooners and heart-shaped tubs to an oasis of housing developments. With the average price of a home in the New York suburbs at $700,000 and rising, Poconos real estate agent Tom Wilkins says 90% of his clients are in the market for a primary home like this.
How much space?
Oh, it's probably about a 3,000 square foot house.
And how much would you pay for something like this?
$225, $239. It would be in the low twos.
I carry a blanket all the time.
This is the trade-off. Angela packs every night for the next day's commute. And she gets home exhausted.
You owe me a social studies test.
With dinner to make and homework to review.
7 times 5.
At the end of the day, Angela says it's worth it.
And don't forget to floss.
Raising her boys in a house she owns.
Good night.
In a place where they can run free and sleep soundly.
Oh, you know,
even if they have to get moving again in the middle of the night. In Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania, I'm Kelly Kobayaya for Eye on America.
And still to come, Yosemite National Park is putting on a spectacular spring water show. We'll have it for you next.
How fast can Alivert start treating an allergy here?
This fast.
What about here?
This fast.
And here?
This fast.
That's because quick dissolving Alivert starts dissolving the instant it touches your tongue, without water. So you can take Alivert wherever you are. Try non-drowsy 24-hour relief that dissolves fast, without a prescription. Alivert, allergy medicine right when you need it, wherever you are.
For a kitchen so clean it sparkles, use new Formula 409. 409's deep cleansing formula strips away impurities for a brilliant clean. Let your kitchen shine with Formula 409.
Me and B.B. King have a lot in common. We both have diabetes. He doesn't like to wait for results. I don't like to wait.
All done within 5 seconds. Now, you just can't beat that.
Ask for One Touch Ultra. One Touch changes everything.
The most advanced assembly plant in America is now open. A $1.1 billion investment designed to deliver the next generation of Hyundais and thousands of new jobs. It's here that everything we know about quality and reliability will find its way into every car we build, beginning with the totally new 2006 Sonata. A Hyundai like you've never seen before.
The
Looks like heartburn.
Wait! They also have pressure and bloating.
That's gas.
We don't treat gas.
I do.
Malox Max.
Fast heartburn plus gas relief.
Thanks, Max.
Malox Max. When you have it all, treat it all.
When I turned 30, my metabolism slowed down. So now I eat smarter, exercise more, and I found One A Day Weight Smart.
One A Day Weight Smart, the first multivitamin with EGCG to enhance your metabolism to help while you manage your weight.
Now that's smart.
One A Day Weight Smart.
According to a report of the U.S. Surgeon General, women who smoke during pregnancy increase their risk of pregnancy complications, premature delivery, low birth weight infants, stillbirth, and sudden infant death syndrome. At philipmorrisusa.com, you can find links to this and other information on the serious health effects of smoking. To reduce the health effects of smoking, the best thing to do is to quit. For more information, visit philipmorrisusa.com.
Coming up in just minutes on News Channel 5 at 6, what happens when you call 911 and they don't answer? We'll tell you what happened to a man who faced that situation tonight at 6.
After record rain and snow in California, nature is putting on a brief and spectacular water show at Yosemite National Park. It's worth a look, and here's Jerry Bowen.
This is the rarest of springs in Yosemite National Park, with cameras clicking and fingers pointing at the water show on the valley walls. Spectacular waterfalls in every direction, roaring to the valley floor. The misty veil on Bridal Veil Falls has never seemed so full and flowing. It's a drenching experience just to get close. Yosemite Falls, the tallest in North America, has become a pounding 2,400-foot plume.
The rain falls, the snow melts, the things run like crazy. It's an amazing water world.
Amazing in bad weather, too, when the falls stand out like rich veins against the slate-gray walls. Even campers, trapped for a day by flooded roads and campgrounds, found reason to celebrate the show.
It looked like a falls was coming out of the sky from the clouds. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that.
Silver Strand is putting on its own show, and Staircase is an exercise in magic. And then there are waterfalls with no names, scores of them. 51-year park employee Virginia Salmon savors them all.
The waterfalls aren't named. They just come over the mountain. You know what I mean? When we get a lot of rain.
Starting with a drip and a trickle and eventually cascading into walls of water that remind mere mortals why we are mere and mortal. But this water show doesn't last forever. Even massive Yosemite Falls will soon vanish. Last summer, it was gone by the 4th of July. And Virginia Salmon already knows what she'll miss most.
There's rainbows, where the water backsplashes.
In the mist at Yosemite Falls when the sun's just right. It wasn't during our visit, but Virginia Salmon's word picture made up for it.
Just beautiful, beautiful rainbows.
Pretty special.
Oh, yes. Very special.
Very special indeed. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Yosemite National Park.
Oh, yes. Coming up tomorrow night, 48 hours.
When a professor is gunned down, the clues are stranger than the crime.
Latex gloves, makeup, 2 wigs.
2 wigs, 2 sisters, 1 murder.
She was wearing a disguise.
A 48 hours mystery, Saturday.
And on Sunday morning with Charles Osgood, and on Face the Nation, the filibuster fight, we'll talk to the Senate Republican and Democratic whips Mitch McConnell and Dick Durbin. I'm Bob Schieffer, CBS News in New York. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com, brought to you in part by Walmart, where you can find everything you and your family need at everyday low prices. Walmart, always low prices, always.
Eco-friendly home furnishings gone upscale on the Saturday Early Show. Experience CBS News.
Straight ahead on News Channel 5 at 6, it's the number you call when you need help. But what happens when 911 operators don't answer the phone soon enough? One man says he found out the hard way.
And the traffic may be moving now, but that won't be the case this weekend. The road construction to avoid coming up in a live report.
And 22 puppies and 2 mother dogs abandoned.
Tonight, an entire town gets in on the adoption process. The news is now.
From your news and information leader, winner of the Emmy for News Excellence. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening. How long should it take for 911 dispatchers to answer your call?
A Goodlettsville man says it took Metro much too long and could have cost him his home. He's not alone in this. As News Channel 5's Barry Simmons found out, a growing number of people, including a fire chief, worry it's becoming a problem.
I came in and saw the flames were shooting all up this wall.
Wayne Mossbarger thinks his kitchen could have been saved if 911 dispatchers had been quicker to answer his calls for help.
The neighbors were calling, I was calling. Nobody could get through busy signals or recordings.